It's the fall season and Thanksgiving week, so I need to give thanks to my good friend Todd Ritter for sending me not one, but two Buffalo Trace Antique Collection bottles to review. William Larue Weller and Thomas H. Handy for 2021. Yeah, they are hard to get, but since they are here, might as well drink them, review them. It's a double BTAC review right now on the Mash and Drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C. from the Mash and Drum, and today we are reviewing two bottles from the 2021 Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, Thomas H. Handy and William Larue Weller. Since there's no George T. Stagg this year, we only have two of the namesake brands to try in the lineup. Take a look. So back in October, the 2021 Buffalo Trace Antique Collection was announced, featuring the new releases of William Larue Weller, Thomas H. Handy, Eagle Rare 17, and Sazerac 18. However, as you know, George T. Stagg was not released this year because the barrel set aside for the 2021 release unfortunately did not meet the distillery standards for the Stagg brand. Doesn't matter when you have these two beauties to try. First is the Thomas H. Handy. So the 2021 release of Thomas H. Handy is, as usual, bottled uncut and unfiltered, but this year it's at 129.5 proof. This straight rye whiskey was distilled in the spring of 2015 and aged in warehouse I, L, O, and K. Retail price of $100. Actual price, $1 million. Actually, secondary for this these days is around $600 to $800 for this one. So I cracked this one open for the first time on my live stream last week. Was fortunate enough to get maybe a couple more sips since then, but let's try it and see how it stacks up now. It's got a little bit more airtime. Here we go. Man, one of the better noses I've ever had on a Thomas H. Handy for sure. Like a nice sweet black licorice, root beer, almost like a root beer float. Get a little bit of that nice rye mintiness. Little chocolate's present here too, which is kind of nice. Don't really get chocolate a lot on a rye, but definitely getting on this Thomas H. Handy. I think the magic of Thomas H. Handy is that it's only 6 years old, 6 years and change. But I mean, uncut, unfiltered, there's so much flavor that comes out of these 6-year-old rye whiskeys. There are some that I think that could go head to head with it that I think are a lot more available. If you missed it, check out my alternatives to BTAC video. I'll leave the link right here. And then you could kind of check out those alternatives that I mentioned. But man, this year's is pretty damn good on the nose. Yeah, root beer, like fresh. I don't know if it's like maybe like licorice root or star anise, like some of those notes that you get. It's not like a candy licorice. It's more like a fresh licorice note, maybe like fennel. The mintiness is there. Again, a little bit of that chocolate. And a little bit of citrus too. I get some of that like orange rind in there. Let's give it a try. Here we go. A lot of pepper spice on here. You get the spearmint. You get the chocolate, a little bit on the back end. Let's try another sip. That second sip, even though it drinks a little bit easier, man, that like root beery, licorice root, cinnamon, baking spice, all just really attacks the palate. Then you get like a little bit of a pause where it almost goes away for a quick second. You're like, oh, that's it. Okay, that was kind of a quick finish for a rye. And then boom, all of a sudden you get this burst of like, you know, mint, like a spearmint, peppermint type thing, whatever your palate can pick up a little easier. Man, the chocolate is there. The black pepper. A little bit more of that root beer note comes on it too. It's really friggin' good. I'm digging this rye. You know, as this opens up, it's actually getting a little bit more floral on the nose. Man, extremely floral, very herbal, but also very sweet. It's kind of like everything you want in a rye whiskey, unless you're that rye drinker that wants like the dill and the, you know, sometimes you get like a pickle note, which is something you do not get with a Thomas H. Handy, at least with this one. Pause. And then there's the spice. That's crazy that happened again. So that floral aspect that you're getting on the nose is starting to come through on the palate as well. Works its way back again. The cocoa, the mint, chocolate. Get a nice rich caramel notes here. Remember, this is a Kentucky rye. You got a lot of those sweet notes that come through as well. And again, a little bit of like a root beer licorice root type thing. Then it pauses, and then another explosion of spice in the back end. That is a damn good handy. One more sip. Man, this is very consistent. It keeps coming through with all those flavors each time you sip it. This is one you could kind of sip for a little while because, man, it's oily too. I mean, I just see the oils of the glass just dripping down. Really oily rye whiskey. That's just that's definitely one of the better Thomas H. Handy's I've had. All right, let's try the William LaRue Weller. So the 2021 release of the popular wheated William LaRue Weller is bottled uncut and unfiltered at 125.3 proof this year. This wheated bourbon was distilled in the winter of 2009 and aged in warehouses C, D, K, L, and Q. Also retails for about $100. Actually priced at $1 billion. Just kidding. Secondary for these, we're seeing at about $1,300 to $1,500 nowadays. Just crazy. So for me personally, I look forward to William LaRue Weller even over George T. Stagg. So even though the George T. Stagg release, you know, being omitted from this year's, you know, edition of, you know, BTAC, I really wasn't too mad at it. If I was able to try this or get a bottle of it, I don't think I'm getting a bottle of it, but at least I get to try it. Again, thanks to Todd Ritter. So let's see how this one stacks up. Oh man. This is just black cherry. I mean, there's cherry and then there's black cherry. This is black cherry just on top of a creme brulee. Holy hell, it's good. On the nose. Very sweet, a lot of vanilla. Yeah, man, black cherry bubblegum almost coming out of here. Yeah, I get it. I'm getting a very distinct cherry bubblegum note coming out of this. It is so just like, I can't even question it. It's cherry bubblegum. Man, it's so rich. But again, it's got like that backbone of like that really rich vanilla. You get that weedy type of aspect to it. You could smell the wheat grain, but at 12 years old and change, there's just not many ultra-aged wheated bourbons out there on the market. Unfortunately, this is one of them, which is really hard to get. And then you have, you know, Pappy Van Winkle, which is, you know, arguably even harder to get than this one is. But man, this is just like putting black cherry bubblegum on top of a creme brulee. I know that's a very weird combination, but that's what it's reminding me of. All right, let's try it. I even think on the William LaRue Weller, there's a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a milk chocolate type thing going on as well. A little bit. But man, the cherry and the creme brulee just really take over on this. I think Buffalo Trace, you know, you can kind of look through their whole lineup of what they offer, even the more available ones. I'm talking Eagle Rare. I mean, even though Eagle Rare is getting harder and harder to get these days as well. But if you have the chance to try any or most of the Buffalo Trace bourbons, I feel like cherry, like a rich cherry candy note, is usually the, it's kind of the overlying factor in most of the products. Some of the Eagle Rare picks, I mean, some of the Eagle Rare picks, you can get a lot like grape soda, cherry. I mean, there's a lot of that going on, and the William LaRue Weller has it in spades. Man, for 125 proof, of course, being a wheated bourbon, this drink's really easy. This is a very dangerous bottle. If anyone's lucky enough to have this, this is one of those bottles that you can just sit here and sip all night. Now, I will say, I think I would go through this faster than the Thomas H. Handy. Thomas H. Handy has a much longer finish. It lingers. You can kind of sip this a little slower. This William Larue Weller is like drinking straight up candy. I mean, the cherry, the vanilla, the creme brulee, a little bit of milk chocolate. You get some spice on the back end of it for a little bit of a nice finish. But it drinks, I mean, it's supposed to, you know, drink easy. It's a weeder. Oh, man. Cherry, spice, black cherry, spice, creme brulee, chocolate. There's like a nutmeg thing going on. Also in the back end, there's a really nice like little bake, like a little spicy, almost like a ginger snap thing going on in the back end as well. It's a beautiful William Larue Weller. You know what? I mean, honestly, I don't care what anybody says. I'll take William Larue Weller over any Pappy Van Winkle any day of the week. I don't care what anyone says about Pappy Van Winkle. William Larue Weller is the bully in the schoolyard. It'll take Pappy's lunch money, give him a swirly, and then pants him in the schoolyard. Not even close. All right, so which do I prefer more? The William Larue Weller obviously is delicious, and it's a great William Larue Weller this year. But I think I've had better William Larue Wellers in the past. Different years. But this Thomas H. Handy, if you guys are a fan of rye whiskey or just the Thomas H. Handy series, if any of you guys are lucky enough to get these at retail, the Thomas H. Handy to me is really, really good this year. Like a superb Thomas H. Handy. William Larue Weller, obviously very good, delicious, all the cherry, easy drinking things that you would love from a William Larue Weller. But man, if I had to choose between the two of these, man, I actually might go the Thomas H. Handy. That is a really, really good rye whiskey in the BTAC collection this year. All right, guys, well, hope you enjoyed this review. As we did 2 BTACs today. We did William Larue Weller. We did the Thomas H. Handy. Listen, it's Thanksgiving week. If any of you guys have any of these bottles, I don't care if it's this year, the year before, any BTAC, any Pappy, come on, guys. It's Thanksgiving week. Give thanks. Share these with family and friends. That's what it's about. That's what bourbon and whiskey should be about. If you liked the video, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that like button before you head out. If you haven't yet, find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter. Let me know if you've had these, what you think of them. If you have gotten to try the William Larue Weller or the Handy this year. I really am digging the Thomas H. Handy. I'm not a huge rye whiskey guy either, but that one really, really stood out. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. So I will see you guys for a Wednesday episode to say happy Thanksgiving. But if I don't see you then, happy Thanksgiving week. And I'll see you next time on The Mash and Drum. Take care, everybody.